Hey everyone, it's your counselors here for the class of 2024, and we're going to do a little high school 101 presentation. We try to tailor it a little bit to this distance learning, so here we go. So by the end of this, we would want you to be familiar with how to access resources which will help you and support you academically, socially, and emotionally for your success. Communicate appropriately with staff and peers via multiple online platforms. So online platforms would be like email, Canvas. Get involved with extracurricular activities and resources available on and off campus. All right, so for students with the last names A through L, I'm Mr. Carrillo, and I will be your counselor. My email address is right there, along with my extension if you call the school number. And then if your last name is M through Z, your counselor is Mrs. Averett, and her extension and email are also there on the slide. So we should be your first point of contact for really anything. If we were here on campus, if you were lost, if you needed a map, if you can't, whatever it is, we would be your first point of contact. So we want to keep that the same this semester. Email us for anything you would need. And aside from those random things that come up, we provide services in three main areas. Academics, we do course planning. So we will build your schedule every year and try to get the classes that you want and help you meet the goals you want to do, whether it's personal or academic goals. We talk about your schedule. So we have received emails to change schedules. People wanted to be in ag science for FFA, things like that. Academic support. So we will try to get you connected with tutoring. We'll do parent conferences with the teachers. We can help you email teachers. And then also transcript evaluation. This could be for good or for not good things, and it could be for college requirements, high school requirements, and, for students who begin to fail classes, we evaluate transcripts and see if summer school is needed or maybe some changes later on in these next couple years. Personal and social, peer conflict. So if you're having an issue with some friends, or maybe people are bothering you on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook, or whatever platforms you guys are using nowadays, feel free to let us know. If you guys are having a conflict with a teacher or a certain class, you guys can let us know that also. Any kind of issues at home, maybe like a personal loss or family issues, anything that's keeping you from, being successful academically. And then just struggling with feelings. We've all been kind of locked in since March, and we're all social people, especially you guys being younger, and that's been taken away for right now. So a lot of people are having a hard time with that. So just feel free to let us know anytime something comes up. College and career, we will work with everyone to try to meet A through G requirements. There are a CTE pathways, which is California Career Technical Education. And then we also have College Now. So you could actually take Hancock classes for free while you're a Pioneer student. And that could be like a night class, a summer class, or even a winter class. And it can help you get ahead for when you go to university or Hancock. And you're taking classes for free that you would have to pay for later on.
Okay, so I'm going to take you to our website, which you should all be familiar with by this point, I would hope, because you're all checking your Canvas classes and you're on this Zoom meeting with your teachers. But I just want to point out that our website is somewhere you can go for information throughout your 4 years. It probably one of the best resources we have, besides personal resources like Mr. Carrillo and myself and your teachers and the office administrators. So our main website, when you have time, just kind of play around with it a little bit. On the main page, you're always going to see a banner, and that's probably the most recent current information is going to be zooming across there. And if you scroll down on that first page, on the home page, way down at the bottom, you're going to see the latest news, this week at a glance, so important dates that are coming up. We get a lot of emails and calls about upcoming events, and those are things that always can be found on the website. So on the left here, because you guys are probably used to going to the right to log into Aries and email, on the left here are all sorts of links. So the Avid, the College and Career Center, our counseling website, the latest news, Panther Tales, which is our school newsletter. So when you have time, go through the left-hand side and look at all the different resources that we have there for you so that you're familiar with them. Because like I said, you're going to be using this throughout your 4 years here. On the main site, we also have our YouTube channels. We have a lot of information in video form that we've posted to our YouTube channels for you and your parents in both English and Spanish, and actually Mixteco as well. And then if you click here for all distance learning related news and updates, it takes you to the main page that has all our distance learning information. We're not always going to be on distance learning, but right now, this is a great resource for you. For instance, it has our daily bell schedule. We still have kids confused about the bell schedule. Hopefully you're not, because you are logged into your class, but if you are, you can click on that and you'll see our regular schedule. And one thing we do hope you all remember is that even though you're expected to be in Zooms on Tuesdays and Thursdays or Wednesdays and Fridays, the other days are still school days. So those are days you need to be checking your Canvas classes, checking your email so that you're keeping up with your work. You are supposed to be working on those days. And we do understand that a lot of you have other things going on at home. A lot of you are helping siblings, but you still do have to do your work. And those are the days you're supposed to be working on all of your assignments, the days that you're not scheduled in Zoom classes. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the home page. But this right side always stays the same. So of course, if you scroll down it, you see Parent Square, which is our new means of communicating with you and with parents, your email link, Canvas, Aries portal for parents and students. But before we move on to Aries, I want to point out this button at the top that says report bullying. We call that our bully button. And that's an anonymous reporting link for you. So if there's ever anything going on, maybe you see something is happening with other kids on campus, or somebody's bothering you, or even if it's not necessarily bullying, but you think that you're concerned about someone's safety, maybe they are self-harming, or they've been really depressed and maybe talk to you about suicide, and you can't get a hold of me or Mr. Carrillo immediately, maybe it's after hours or something, or you want to talk to someone else, you could fill out this form. It doesn't always have to be bullying. It is anonymous. All we ask is that you give as much information as possible so that when you're talking about a student, we can find that student. So if you're talking about your friend Mark and all you say is it's my friend Mark, we won't know. We have lots of Marks. We won't know how to get a hold of Mark. But if you say Mark, who has second period with Mr. Ramos, we can narrow it down a little bit. So the more information you give us, the better. Okay, and then I'm going to move this over here. And then of course, Mr. Carrillo and I are going to go over a few other things that you are already accessing on this side, but Aries is one of them. So there's the Aries portal. And when you log into Aries, you're going to get information on your grades and attendance. Now, right now, Canvas and Aries aren't communicating super quickly, so your grades might not always be updated, but I still want you to check this Aries portal at least once a week, because eventually it will be updated and that gives you your grades. So when you log into Aries, you're going to see this Aries home screen. It's going to show your schedule over here, all of your teachers and your room numbers, your grade book, your current grades, and you can see when it was last updated way over here on the right. So this student, this is not from this year, but this student has an A in PE and it was last updated September 11th. Well, if it's now, when you're checking it, it's December, you know that it hasn't been updated for a while. You can always check to see when your teacher last updated or when it last communicated with Canvas. Next to the grade, you see a trend. So if it's a green chart going up, that means you're doing better. Red going down means you're doing a little bit worse. And the blue with the equal sign means that your grade has pretty much stayed steady. Here is missing assignments, so you can see how many assignments are missing. Of course, your Canvas classes right now are probably your better resource for seeing what you have and have not turned in. But here's attendance where it says past 5 days. That's really showing you your attendance. So that's showing you this student has been in class every day, so there's nothing missing. But if you check, like you want to check every Friday or something, and you see that on Tuesday, your third period teacher marked you absent, you need to get it, and you weren't absent, maybe you were in class, you need to get in touch with that teacher and find out what happened so that you can rectify things. And then if you were absent, you want to make sure that you have turned in an excuse note so that your absence is cleared and that A doesn't turn into a cut. All right, if you click on the grade book, it'll take you right to the class and all the assignments will be printed. And then if you see a little red square, that means that assignment is missing. But again, right now it's not, the pass back isn't super quick. So be sure and check your Canvas classes and the grades in there as well. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and Mr. Carrillo is gonna move into Canvas and show you our Canvas page.
All right. Can you allow me to share? All right. All right, so if you guys have gone into our Canvas page, some of this will look familiar. I'm in the student view right now, so it's not gonna let me click onto dashboard, but there you'll see all the classes you're in. You could also go under courses and PVHS counseling class of 2024. So if you were to go in here, you could see that that test we asked you guys to take will be on the right-hand side. That has been locked since Sunday, but we're gonna put up a post test. So we ask that you guys go in there and take that. We wanna see that hopefully the results improve after you guys learn a little bit about our school and you know, some of the things that we have here for you guys. This is an interactive slide, so we're going to be using this Canvas page all 4 years, and it's going to be changing, and things are going to be added as the years go on. But it's an interactive slide, so you know, this could take you to Aries. Like Mrs. Averett said, there's still confusion about the distance learning schedule. So we have a copy of that here for you guys to see. You could get your email through here. Our phone numbers are available, the last names that we cover, a shortcut to the Pioneer website. On the second slide, you could click on the keyboard and that will email myself or Mrs. Averett. If you want to know if we were all on campus right now, you would see these A through G posters in every single building. And then, so if you want to get familiar with those requirements, here they are. We have a tablet use and guideline poster. So it just tells you how to properly use these. You know, you want to take care of it. You're going to have it for 4 years. You would see these in all the classrooms. Okay, so this is our vision statement. So it's kind of expectations for students and staff, and it's a little acronym. And these are kind of the expectations we would have for ourselves here on campus. Okay, so you guys can get familiar with that. And then the last couple of years, we started a graduation sash. These are the 12 different ways you can meet that. We're gonna get a little bit more into it next year, but some of these things will already kind of be affected by this year. For example, 2 semesters of a college credit class. A lot of you guys are in Prod 301 or you're going to be next semester. That will already be 1 semester. And then, so we'll get more into this later, mainly next year probably when it affects you guys a little bit more. And then on this last one, we have some community resources. So you could call 211 if you or your family need some services or some help with some things. They cover a wide range of services. We have the tech hotline. So if you're having trouble with Canvas or your tablet, you could always start there. If there's an after hour emergency or resource, maybe you or a friend or a family member, there's potential self-harm, or people are saying, they maybe want to hurt themselves, or you're not, you're worried about someone, here are these numbers right here. And our email addresses, our extensions, they're up here again. And also the office hours that were available. So this time of the year, we would be wanting to meet with you guys. We would be calling you guys in and, get to know you one-on-one. We kind of want to learn about what you're interested in, so we can start thinking about the classes that you're going to go in. What kind of requirements do you want to meet? What kind of goals do you have? Is it military? Is it college? Is it a tech school? Are you trying to maximize all the Hancock classes? So we would be learning that. And a way we could still do that is if you click here on the book it, it's going to take you to this calendar. And I have 4 different services up here, and Mrs. Averett's will look a little different, but I have it separate by the 3 main areas. So college and career, academic, personal, and then if you just want to come in and get to know me or just kind of chat a little bit, there's a general one. If you click on one of these, it will go over to the calendar. It will show you what days and times I'm available. See, they change. This calendar is linked up with my Outlook, so it will know when I'm busy in other meetings or presentations. You have to put your name, your email, and your cell phone number just in case we call or text each other. It will ask you, do you prefer a Zoom or a phone call? But either way, this information is required. And then you hit book, and I get an email, and then hopefully we get to meet each other. And I think that's it for our Canvas page.
Okay. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about email. Email is one of our main forms of communication, not only because we're distance learning, but actually as you move on through the next 4 years of high school. When you're here on campus, we have an open door policy, and you'll be able to drop in when you're not in class and chat with us. But email is actually always a really good way to communicate with us. We check our email several times during the day, sometimes even after hours. So it's always a way you can contact us. But there are some important things we want you to know about emailing, not just us, but other adults on campus. So to start out, just make sure you know your school email. You can access it on our website. Your email is your student ID at students-smjuhsd.org. So hopefully you all know that. And if you don't, you need to ask for help so that we can help you get set up. You don't want to use your personal email to be emailing the adults on campus. You want to use your school email. So I'm going to show you a quick video and then come back with a few more things. Okay. So the takeaways from that video are basically when you send an email on campus, you always want to start with a subject. Your subject, one thing we find, and Mr. Creel is going to kind of show you this a little bit more, we have a lot of students who actually write their whole email in the subject line. So it's crazy. It's like this big, long, you have to scroll to the right trying to read the email. It makes it very difficult. Your subject is just letting your teacher or your counselor know what your email is going to be about. So like in that video, they said Spanish project help, or say you're supposed to email your teacher if you have trouble accessing their class by Zoom. That should be your subject line, trouble accessing Zoom meeting today. Then when you go into your email, be sure to have a greeting, Mr. Ramos, comma, dear Mr. Carrillo, comma, something like that. Then write your email in full sentences, not using text language, and sign off with your first and last name. And be very clear about what it is that you are asking so that we can get back to you with the information you need as soon as possible. Also, one thing that I do want to say is all of our students should be checking their email every single day, not especially when we're distance learning, because that will be our main form of communication. But even when we come back to school, check your email every day to make sure you don't miss something.
Okay, so here's some examples that we kind of screenshotted from this semester. And we wanted to work with you guys early because the last 4 years, me and Mrs. Averett worked with seniors. And last semester, when we went on distance learning, we found out that even seniors were having a hard time with this. And they were about to go on to community college, universities, jobs, where you're going to get assigned an email. You're going to have a work email, a community college email, a university one, and then of course your personal one. But like the top two examples, that's where the student put the entire message or their questions in the subject. It's just a little confusing. It looks a little weird. And then once the conversation gets longer, it kind of gets a little unorganized looking. Now, the one on the bottom left, they actually do not have a subject. So, they said, hi, my name is, and I have a question regarding my schedule. Okay, well, what is the question? We don't know what you guys are thinking. We can't read your mind. We got a lot of those this semester or these first couple weeks. I have a question. Okay, that's great. So this last one, it's a very clear, very brief subject, says health textbook. Okay, now we know what it's going to be about. And the student says, hello, Mrs. Averett. I was just wondering if we're supposed to pick up a health textbook from the library. Sincerely, student. That it's short, it's brief, but it's complete. It lets us know everything that the student wants to know. And that provides us with enough information for us to get back to you clearly. If your email is unclear, it's just going to take that much longer to complete the conversation. And, sometimes we have over 70 emails that we get, from one day to the next. And, it could get lost in there, and we prioritize the clear ones. And, we want to get back to everybody, but the way you write it will help us answer it faster. Okay.
Okay, so now we've talked to you a little bit about how to access information on campus and how to communicate with the adults on campus. We're going to kind of shift gears and talk about how to feel more connected with campus. So one of the best ways to do that is to get involved. It's great to go to class every day. We're super happy that you're watching this presentation and that you're in class, and that's important. But it's also important for you to get involved outside of class. It's going to help you feel a better sense of connectedness to your campus. It's going to help you meet new people and just gives you that sense of belonging. At our school, we have over 50 clubs. So there is pretty much a club for anyone. And it's a great way to meet new people and get involved. So we want you to check them out. You can check on the website. There is an activities section in the resource and on that left-hand side under resources. But we're actually going to have a virtual club brush this week. So normally at the beginning of the year, we do a club brush out in our quad, and kids can go around and talk to people about the different clubs that are out there. This time it's going to look a little different. It's going to be online. So you can join a Zoom meeting and hear about what that club is about and meet some of the club leaders. It doesn't commit you to anything. It's basically just listening. Going to any club meeting on campus actually doesn't commit you to it. It's just an opportunity for you to check things out and get involved. Okay, so we really want you to take advantage of that this week and try and find something that interests you. Not every club will be having the Zoom meeting, unfortunately, but we're going to try and have as many of them as possible. And then what will happen is you will have club meetings at lunch. So they'll be virtual for now, and then when we come back, you'll meet probably once a week with your club during lunch. And then there's other events during the year. All of our clubs put on both a spring and winter fair, and those are super cool. We have food, and all the clubs, do fun things. So those are something even the staff looks forward to every year, and that we all get out of class a little bit early and get to go out in the quad and hang out and enjoy some good food and meet some new people. And then another really good way to get involved is through sports. Our sports and clubs are open to everyone. Everyone is always welcome to try out for a sport. You can take a look on our athletic resource section of our website to see which sports we offer here at PV. And then we'll be updating you via the website as to whether or not those, or when those sports will be having tryouts and start practices.
All right, so we want to get a little bit more in detail about those three main services that we offer all students. So in academics, obviously it's the teachers. On a normal basis, they see you every day, and even now they see you a lot more than us. So that's going to be our main source of contact when there's an issue, or we have a conference, or we email as a group. And then we also have tutoring. The tutoring program is not running yet, but if you guys are interested in it and you feel you need help in a certain subject, please email us and we'll try to get you paired up with a tutor. Personal and social, we have 2 school psychologists. We have a crisis intervention counselor, and she runs specific groups, and that is she does them different groups every day. So if you guys are interested in her schedule or the types of groups that she's running, let us know and we will try to get you a copy of that. The community liaison, she helps with the free lunch applications, some school supplies, and a wide range of services, and it kind of just changes as the years go on, and really it's like a by case or situation. And then we have Fighting Back Santa Maria Valley. When you guys are here on campus, we have a security team. We have an SRO, which is a school resource officer. So that's a Santa Maria Police Department officer here on campus every day. We have the bully button that we showed earlier on the website. And then links to the after hour hotlines for, emergencies and other services. College and career, we have a college and career center here. And in there we have a career specialist and a EAOP college coordinator. That is a program through UCSB, and it works with students that their goal is to go to college, and they kind of keep you in that line. You maybe go visit college campuses, you get help with financial aid applications, college applications, how to write letters of, like personal statements, how to build up your resume, a lot of things like that can our college and career center. Then lastly, sometime this year, we're gonna work, our career specialist will get out a program called Zello. And that's where you could take like a questionnaire about yourself, and the results will narrow down the type of job you may like according to the things that, the way you answered and the interests that you have. And it will explain the type of schooling you need for those jobs, how much those jobs get paid. how many years it takes to get those jobs, and also the types of schools, you know, whether it's a tech school or a university, and which schools have those programs. So we'll get that out soon, and hopefully, you know, it will help. And you guys may want to get back into it every year, because as you guys grow, your interests are going to change. So you may want to retake that test and then figure out you like something different.
Okay, we wanted, Mr. Creo showed you this on Canvas, sorry, but we wanted to make sure that you know that there are other resources available outside of school, because we're not always available, you know, after hours or on the weekends. It may not be as easy to get a hold of someone on campus. So just, these are some numbers that you can call, and we'll post this on our Canvas page. But these are some numbers you can call to get outside help: the domestic violence hotline, suicide prevention, California Youth Crisis line, the 211 line Mr. Creo talked about. Those are all numbers you can call to get help outside of school hours. And that is it for our presentation. Thank you to those of you who went on and did the pre-test that we sent out. We are going to also post a post-test on our Canvas website. So it's going to look the same for those of you who took the pre-test. Even if you didn't take the pre-test, please go on and take the post-test. So Mr. Creel will put it on our Canvas page. We will also send out an email to you. And all we want to know is what you learned from this presentation, so that we can make it better in the future. This presentation is being given to all freshmen in the district. So the counselors in the district want to learn from it and make sure that we're giving you the information that you need. And unfortunately, we're not able to answer questions. Normally we would be able to in any presentation, and hopefully that will be the case in the future. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email us or give us a call. We can make sure that we get whatever information you need out to you. So thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you all when we return to campus.